God, it's good to be here. Clarence asked people who are from BC. You guys, nobody is, but were you guys here like 2 Januaries ago when we had the revolution? All right, a little too loud cheering in the back. There's a big story that came out. I don't know if you guys remember. They actually just arrested the guy. There was that guy who carried the Confederate flag into the Capitol. Do you remember that story, sir? This guy carried that flag. He was on the cover of every newspaper, every magazine. This piece of shit, Mr. Not Along. Do you know what that guy's name was? His name was Kevin Seefried. I don't know if you know, if you were listening when Chris just announced my name, but it is also Kevin Seefried. This motherfucker has ruined the internet for me. If you like my stand-up, do not look it up after the show. I swear you'll just be on a list. But if you put my name into Google, it's just like Confederate flag, Confederate flag. Even Google is like, did you mean to contact the FBI? And when it happened, I was unemployed. So I just stayed unemployed. This is true. I sent out 15 cover letters on January 5th. Do you know how difficult it is to write that follow-up? It's like, hey, I just want to redact everything I said about taking initiative. I promise I'm not a go-getter. I've been home a lot. Kill me, dude. All my friends were church, all my friends were like, dude, you're never gonna be able to fly again. And you're gonna be on the no-fly list, you're never gonna be able to fly again. It's like a negative angle on having the same name as a terrorist, right? There's some good stuff. Now, I'm also never gonna have to pay for another meal at Cracker Barrel. So let's take those lemon, turn them into sweet tea, baby. Give me some biscuits and gravy, it's on the Confederacy. I'm actually not allowed to go to Cracker Barrel. My wife has banned it. She won't let me go to any business that has different politics than her. Won't let me go anywhere. It's weird, right? She won't support or talk to anyone who disagrees with her on anything political. Which I don't like. I mean, I like talking to people who have different opinions. I mean, I think it's interesting. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll go in on a Navy Yard, just hang out. Why do you hate women? You know what I mean? Just kind of get around. I like talking to people with different opinions. The thing I don't like, you ever meet someone who has like the exact same political opinions as you? They're just like a little louder about it. You know what I mean? Whereas like, yeah, you're right, but can you shut up? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an atheist, but every time I meet other atheists, I'm just like, all right, there's gotta be a God. Because I am clearly being punished right now. I'm never good. I argue with people about politics sometimes. The only time I argue with people, though, is I think they're doing better than me. So if they live in this city, it's anyone in this city. Because what happens, man, some people just do better and then they rub it in. You ever feel like that, sir, when you're on the train, people just rub it in that they're doing better than you? You're doing it right now with your arm around a beautiful woman. Fuck off a little bit, you know what I mean? You're just like, check it out, I won. Dude, I was on the train yesterday. It's like a weekday. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just sitting on the train. I haven't done anything wrong. You understand? That's important to the story. Just sit there. I haven't done anything wrong, okay? I'm sitting there. These two guys get on the train. They're wearing suits, but get a load of this. They were my age. That's bullying, okay? So I'm sitting there and I'm eavesdropping. I'm trying to figure out how I can become one of the Brooks Brothers. And I'm listening, and one of the guys in the suit starts explaining to the other one why a $15 minimum wage is bad. So he's like, oh, it's a tax on small companies. And he just started using, he started using these words I never heard before, like profit. And so I'm listening to that, and I look down, and I realize this guy in this, like, $1,000 suit, his fly was down. My turn to be the bully. So I sit there, I wait for 7 stops. We get to my stop, I stand up, I tap this guy on the shoulder, and I go, hey, buddy? Hey, yeah, when you're done explaining why the working class doesn't deserve a living wage, your fly's down. And then I turned, and the doors did not open. So I'm just shaking, and I feel a finger on my shoulder, and I look back, and this guy goes, hey, buddy, when you're done trembling like a coward, your fly's down. It was, so I zipped up, we high-fived. And he offered me a job. It's $14 an hour, but I took it. Oh, man. You guys probably get this already from, like, General Energy, but, like, I've been to a psych ward before. And you don't know, when you get to a psych ward, the first thing they do is they put you in a wheelchair regardless of how good your legs are. You're just like, I know you're at the lowest point in your life, but could you be lower? And so they wheel you in. Here's the thing, if you ever have a mental breakdown, don't do it on the weekend, by the way. That's my advice. Because the good doctors do not go to the hospital on the weekend. That is when they go skiing. So instead, they just bring in, like, guests. Like friends of the cyborg. Do you get what I'm saying? Not doctors. So when I was there, they had this guy who was like a religious counselor, right? So he's supposed to be like half priest, half rabbi. He said he knew other stuff, but I quizzed him on Scientology, and he didn't know anything. I was like, actually, dude, read a book, specifically Dianetics. I gave him my copy. And so I'm talking to him. I didn't have anything better to do, you know, that I took my shoelaces. So, talking to this guy, and he kept asking me the weirdest question. He kept asking me the same question. He kept asking if I was hearing voices. That's all I wanted to know. He's like, are you hearing any voices at all? And I was like, no, I'm not hearing voices. He's like, you're sure you're not hearing? It's okay if you're hearing voices. It's okay. You know, Moses heard voices. And that's when I realized, this guy's not here to help. He's just trying to find a new prophet to latch on to. Every single question, he was like, hey, if you had to make, I don't know, like a list of 10 things thou shalt not do. You put it on this tablet. I was dying. I was like, when do I get out of here? He's like, I don't know, 40 days and 40 nights, maybe. The reason I went is I have bipolar disorder, which is actually very fun about half the time. And what it means is sometimes, you know, my brain goes crazy. I get manic, and I can like kind of think a million miles a second. And when I'm in that state, I get irritable. I yell at people for no reason. I'll just blow up at somebody for no reason. I feel terrible about that. That's not who I normally am. You know what I mean? And I've been feeling bad about it. I've been trying to process it by talking to my friends about it. But all my friends are comics. Like, they don't know what a real problem is. So they can't relate. Like, their worries are stupid. I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm just so worried someone's going to find one of my old tweets. And I'm, like, way more worried someone's going to find one of my old calls that was recorded for quality assurance. The last time I talked to my cable company, I accused them of planning 9/11. And then before they could respond, I was like, oh wait, never mind, that couldn't have been you. That would have required fucking showing up on time! Comedy clubs. I get to yell about being mentally ill. It's a good time. I love it. It's the best part about this. During my day job, I can't talk about this shit at all. That's not allowed. I remember I got this new job last year, and I got the job, and when you get the job, they send you the ADA forms, right? So, like, you know, for any disability accident, like if you have a wheelchair, they put in a ramp or whatever. So they send it to me, and on the form, they listed bipolar disorder as a disability. I was like, nice try. I'm not going to tell my boss that I've been medically diagnosed as difficult to work with. That is... I don't even know what that conversation would be. How do you ask for an accommodation there? They're like, hey, yeah, you know, it says here that you have bipolar disorder. Is there anything you're going to need from us? Forgiveness, probably. I'm just an insecure guy. Yeah, I'm an insecure person because I come from a hot family. I'm from a family of artists. My siblings are actors. I'm a comedian. My sister has an Instagram. And they're all just very good looking. It's like impacting me my whole life. Like my brother was once cast as the body double for James Franco in a TV show. Yeah, and I just look like if Ed Sheeran died. That's not fair. Here's how hot my brother is. My brother, he's a gay guy. He's had 5 boyfriends, and all of them were straight before. Like, people think being gay is a choice. It isn't. My brother decides for you. I gotta get to you. Good night. Thanks. Bye.